young kid, I used to go to the gym with my dad as a coach. To keep me out of trouble, my dad put me on the score table, taught me how to lines keep, and that way I could be involved. That's where I first met Gary McWilliam. Whenever I went to a big tournament, the Pac Rim or the UVic International, he was always the referee in charge and doing the bigger matches. I wanted to be on his crew so that I could learn as a minor official the aspects of higher level officiating. He was excellent with us as minor officials and taught us that we could be officials first, that besides players and coaches, we needed good officiating to make sure there was consistency and development of good volleyball. Also, the aspect was that Gary taught us all that you should be more than just officials, that you are administrators, representatives of the game, designed to instill a sense of protocol and a special event status, that whatever we could do to improve volleyball, that it was our job to try and do it, to make it special for all the participants. As I went through the levels, I went through the regional clinic, where Jeff Google, Howard Hum, and myself all went through the same class under Gary and Harish, Del Patrum, Vale Savage, and Mike Rockwell. We learned a lot, and that was something that Gary oversaw as ROC, was good development through the levels and good development of officials and as we went up. When I went for my national, Gary was certainly instrumental in that. When I coached, of course, I wanted Gary to referee my matches, and then, you know, we would argue and debate about why we lost, whether he missed a touch call, and yeah, he gave me a couple of cards, but I probably deserved it. But in short, we always had a good conversation about it, always were looking for ways to improve the referees corps and develop new officials, whether on Vancouver Island or throughout BC. Gary, congratulations, well-deserved member of the Volleyball BC Hall of Fame.
And I started out as a coach, grade 8 girls coach, because they're only this big. So I was bigger than them. So that started it, was pretty good at that, but then we got into, would Grandpa come down and referee the game? We didn't have any officials, but we had lots of coaches. So consequently, I said, why don't I quit coaching and I will get the referees? So that was going to be my goal. And so that's what we started out to do. Now, being an awesome coach at the grade 8 level, yeah, I was going to be good at refereeing. So I started out, got a few badges and everything, and then it started. And it was at the Canada West when you first started these major tournaments. Nationals and so on and so forth were there, plus the university teams were there. And we're in UBC, which is looking down this way. You know, all of you, including Greg, are quite small from up here. Okay? So we're talking, and I'm a great referee. You got to know that. So Vale says, okay, now's your chance. Go down and referee that girls' game. Right. Girls? You got to be kidding. This is a guys' game. So anyway, I said, okay, I'll go down. So I go downstairs in the gym, out the door where they come into the arena, Coliseum, you know, gladiators. I go walking by the men. I'm looking at the belly buttons. And I go up to the ladies' gym side where I was going, and I'm still looking at belly buttons. And I thought, oh dear, this is not the grade 8s that I know. So on the stand, here we go. And I'm watching these people play. They're awesome. Like, well, I wasn't refereeing, I was nice. Way to go. That's great. And somebody would come up, is that legal? What? I thought it was great. So I'm watching these things, and I thought, my goodness, these guys are just unbelievable. Besides, they're all bigger than I am anyway. So that's what started this whole thing, and saw the development of it. And so what I would like to tell all of you, what makes a national team player? It's, first of all, Greg said that. Okay? They're huge. No, they're in the giant category. Okay, that's one. Second of all, they have reasonably good skills, and they gather them from all over the place, and they put all these giants in with reasonably good skills. They don't learn anything at nationals except the eyes. When they look at you, uh-oh, the bladder responds, right? That's all they have, is they have these eyes, and they just go right through you. They're like cyclops, okay? So, brings the story here. We're refereeing a match. This is a situation where I was almost ready to go to internationals, but the age caught up, so we had to look for a youngster. So we looked around, said, BC's got a chance to send an international. We don't know who it's going to be. You're it. Go. I can't. I'm too old. We got to find a youngster. Youngster, Rocky. Rocky, you got to go. Where? Internationals. Now. Okay, so you know what happened. Rocky's the star. So that was great. We got him. So he has to now referee some matches. No problem. So we got Canada versus USA. Perfect, leading up to the Olympics. USA, $1 million budgets. Canada with $50, okay? All right, here they come, and who do they bring? Karch, Timmins, you know, little guys. Greg Small, okay? And about this time, there's a game that we all played as kids on the beach. You got your bikini full of sand because you could play on the beach and you could go and do this, but you got a little older and didn't look too good playing on the beach. So somebody put a net up, and this sandball game came in. You know, an offshoot. And sure enough, there's Karch and Timmins. So they show up at this match, and Rocky is up for his evaluation. This is it. International badge or not. Who does he select? Umpire. Moi. So there they all are, giants amongst. We march in, and I feel like the M&M guy marching in, you know. So we're going in, and I'm doing my umpire thing, and I got to get this right. And you know what Weezer Bridle said when you go to referee for him, eh? Don't my match. Okay? So I said, Gary, McWilliam, don't do this. Right, I'm on you, Rocky. I'm with you. So we're in this match, and it's going on, and here it comes. I'm standing at the net. I'm ready. I've got all these. The United States had rotation patterns that didn't exist, okay? And I'm sitting there, you know, you got to be kidding. There's 4 of these cyclopses standing right here beside me in the net here, sweating all over me, grunting and growling. I'm looking at feet. He's in front of him. He's in front of him. Okay. And what do? There's 15,000 people in this stadium up there looking down, all volleyball people. And who goes back but Karch and Timmins? 2-man receive. You don't do that. Sandball gets into this game. I'm looking over there, but I got these 4 guys. I'm figuring it all out. Okay, so I'm on the net. Canada serves. Bang. Boom. The ball goes over the net. And whistle goes. And Rocky, it was mine. I didn't blow it. Not me. Don't screw up the match. Everybody stops. Rocky, eyes. Oh no. Bladder responds. The 4 guys that are standing here are looking at me. And bladder responds. You know, there. Those of you that have been in UBC's gym, it has a floating floor. Right? So, Karch is captain. He's at the back there. And he goes, Rocky. Rocky's looking at me. Oh, okay. Karch is coming over. Fee, fi, fo, bum. And these guys are, you know, they're all over you. Okay, I got this. So, my whistle by now is all the way down here. I'm being choked by my lanyard. So I haul this thing out of my throat. Are you sure you blew this? Because it was almost dissolved. And here comes Karch. And I'm looking at him. Okay, he's going to kill me. That's okay. My bladder has totally responded to this very well. The guys are sweating on the floor, and there's a puddle. I'm not sure whose it was, but I do know that I was part of it. And anyway, it comes over there, and Karch comes over, and he's looking down at me. Now, that's like looking down here. I'm down there. He's up here. He's 6'46", okay? And he comes over to me, he says, "We've been doing this for 3 years, and you're the only official that has ever called me out of rotation. And you know what? You're right." So you know how my bladder went from there, eh? And everybody goes back to the floor. And, of course, we had to do the towels. I didn't mind doing towels at that time because most of it was mine, of course, at that time. So they go back. But here's the thing. Those of you that are involved in this, Rocky's being evaluated for his international badge. Don't my match. I just interrupted his match for this. And the crowd is all they've seen is this. "Oh, McWilliam, you've really done it this time." And Cart says to me, "You've done it right." And Mike Duffy, the coach, he comes over. So at the end of the match, we all shake hands, and I said, there's only 3 people in the whole world that knew that I was wrong: Vale, Rocky, and me, because I made a mess of this match, even though I was right. Okay, so this is the point of view of the officials. Now, I went home, beat up my grade 8 team, wrote 45 letters of resignation, cried, did a lot of things, because I just ruined Mike Rockwell's life. So for 2 weeks, I did this. I was a mess. And finally, we got the phone call that he made it. Well, there was another eruption of the bladder. Fortunately, I was home. So there's the story that makes what officials do and what we have to do at various levels. And it's been a rewarding experience. A lot of things that I've done that are really bad that I could never tell you. Okay? There's another good story that has to come out tonight. Once again, I'm the world's greatest referee. Down in the Coliseum. Girls match. And there's girls running around. She's setting the ball. Man, she's good. She was absolutely phenomenal. Game's over. I'm applauding. Everything's over. The winner of the match has to do lines for the next match. It's a men's match. So this girl's sitting on the floor sweating, not perspiring, sweating. And she's got this towel. And she looks at me. And I said, "Would you like to do lines for me?" And she looks at me. The eyes come on. Oh, no. What'd I do? My bladder responds. My mother always said, "Please." I didn't say please. Anyway, she looks at me and she's got the eyes. "You've got the nerve to ask me to do lines after what I just went through?" And she looks over my shoulder. Her eyes change. "Okay, I'll do it." So I gave her the Vic Lindell lines test. I went through this and I had her. She was listening. She was so intent. "I've got this. I can do this. But I don't have a flag." She says, "I'll take my towel." Now, we all know when you go to the spa now, you get a towel. We used to have towels this big, right? Go to the spa now, you get a 40-footer. It's a blanket. So she's taking this thing and she's mopping it. We got a boys' game. Chasing down the ball. They're coming to the end. Looking at it. And these 2 guys are... All of a sudden, I look over my head, and here comes this towel. It's going down the line. Snap! And these 2 guys are thinking, "That's out." No, it's not. It's in. "Are you going to go over and challenge her?" "No, not me. Let's go." "Okay, all right." Meantime, this girl is winding this towel in while these guys are making the decision, knowing that if they go over there to that lines person, she would flay them right there on the line. So consequently, Carol Bishop became my official lines person, and that's who that was. So, yeah. So there's the stories that I have. I have many more, and they're really quite good, I think, anyway. I'd like to thank all of you people, Mark particularly, for putting this forward, and I'm really, really happy to be part of this group. Thank you very much.